I don't really care about the whole FLY Quest video we made or anything. I think it's cool.
Can you run me through like what went wrong game one?
Everything, I guess. It's like we have a lot of draft issues that, I mean, I could talk about them since we have a long break, but basically,
I'm joined by Zven after honestly shellacking by FlyQuest. A lot of people were saying this is what it looks like in scrims, with like dig scrims and FlyQuest scrims. Before I get into the FlyQuest game, though, I have a question for you, completely unrelated. What do you define as like tilt or being tilted?
When something bad happens in a game and you play worse because of it.
All right, that's quite interesting because I was in your stream over the off season, and you were playing Corky AD carry, and your team was inting you, and you got tilted, and you just like walked up, not looking at yourself, and a Zed came and killed you, and I was like, man, you're tilted, and you got upset at me, and you're like, well, what do you mean I'm tilted? Oh, how did I play worse, Klatitki? And you threatened to ban me, so I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. But anyways,
I think I remember that situation. Yeah.
You do? Okay. I just wanted to get your opinion on that too. But yeah, today's games, I wouldn't necessarily say there was tilt or anything, but can you run me through like what went wrong game one?
Well, everything, I guess. It's like, so we have losing lanes in top and bot that game. Poppy is not bad for selection, but it's losing, at least early game from what I understand. Bot matchup is really hard because we're not as strong in lane. So we went for a lane swap. In the lane swap, their top laner got more XP than ours. He got like, I think, almost a whole wave at the end when we based. Because we didn't have a sweeper for his ward, so he just walked up when we based, which is kind of bad. So the top is winning because of that. But I think it was okay because our ball lane was only behind a little bit thanks to the 2 plays they got. We were actually even in CS, I think, at some point, like at 5 minutes. But then we went for a really bad gank that, and personally, I didn't think it was like necessarily a good play to go for the gank because it's a high chance it might not work and we waste time. But we just played it really poorly, and then we got 2v3'd, which kind of like, I wouldn't say it ended the game, but it kind of did end the game because now we're losing bot and top super hard, and they can just take everything from us, and we can't do anything about it because our only engaged in that game is Leona, and they have cleanse, they have a Mikhail's rush on Renata even, and they have a mobile AD carry mid, so it's like we don't have any options to come back in the game once we fall behind. Ties like some crazy TP plays, but we were just bleeding too hard after Blind lost lane early game because it's a hard matchup, and we made a bad play to gank them, and it backfired. So I think just a bad lane swap that we got behind top, and then a bad gank bot set the whole game so far behind that we just can't win if the team plays well at that point.
All right, because on broadcast they were really, hammering the point that this bottom lane just like completely loses. It's a very difficult bottom lane to like match up to play, and it seemed like when that gank happened, yeah,
I think we have a lot of draft issues that, I mean, I could talk about them since we have a long break, but basically we were at first playing champs like Varus and Ashe and stuff like that, where like we won lane more often than we did nowadays with like Kai'Sa type champs, Astral type champs. But then the weakness of those champs is that when they're mid alone, they're a lot weaker than like Astral is, for example, or like Zeri, because they can die to a lot of things. And our macro play, since we're a new team, wasn't as good. So I felt like we wouldn't win many games playing the immobile carries that won lane, but then became very weak on mid waves if we weren't stomping the game hard enough. So I played a lot more like Kai'Sa, Zeri, Astral type champs, where like I'm a bit weaker in lane sometimes, being a matchup. But then my champ is very strong once I get to the mid game. But then we're just behind too much gold. So it's like finding like a middle ground of like scaling versus early game, and like FlyQuest is a good team when they're ahead and they're bad when they're behind type of team. So I think against them it would have been better if we played a bit more early game focused, drafts. But that's not our strengths right now. So I'm kind of grateful we have a long break to fix those issues.
It seems like a long break is definitely going to benefit you guys, especially since you guys are like the most fresh group. Haven't really played together very often, very much. Speaking of FlyQuest, obviously it's like a grudge match between Dignitas and Fly. How much did you care about this, considering you don't necessarily have the beef with FlyQuest?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Busio, Masu, Quad. I've spoken to people before in the past at tournaments, but like not really. The only person I actually know in this team is Inspired. I've, been like sort of friends with him over the years, but like I don't have any personal beef or like friendship with any of the players, so I don't really care about the whole FlyQuest video we made or anything. I think it's cool that the LCS and the teams, Dignitas especially, like making that kind of content. I think is really cool for the league and it gets fans involved. And I've seen a lot of Dignitas fans last couple of weeks at the LCS, and that's really cool that a team like Dignitas actually have a lot of fans. Like we were just doing a fan meet just before this, right? Or meet and greet, whatever. And there's a lot of people there saying, dig season and we love Dignitas now. Hope you guys do well. And I think that's really cool. So I think it's nice to see all the content coming out from the Dig team and the LCS as a whole. So I think it's cool for the league that even though like there isn't actually any drama between like Dignitas and FlyQuest or like in like real beef, I think it's cool.
Yeah, even on the LCS Discord, like last split, there were barely any people talking about Dignitas, and now it's just like I think they voted for you guys to win against FlyQuest. They're always voting. They're always like spamming Dig season and whatnot. So it's pretty cool to see. So you don't have any like you're not hoping that FlyQuest lose to G2. I know they're not favored, but you're not like praying for their demise or anything.
I mean, it's like there are some teams that watching them lose is more fun than watching them win, right? Let's say like FlyQuest plays like whatever Shopify or something. I would rather Shopify wins because it'll be more fun to watch FlyQuest lose. But I don't really care about the outcome of that game. You know what I'm saying? Like when I watched FlyQuest versus NRG, I think it was last week, and they lost the game. I was kind of amused by that, right? So in that sense, yes. But do I really care? No.
Okay, that's fair. I have a game I want to play with you if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's rank these pro players blind. So I have like 40 players from the 4 major regions, so 10 from each, and I want you to rank them 1 through 5 for me, and it'll be random.
1 through 5?
Yeah.
Like who's the better of the 5, or like how good they are 1 to 5?
No, yeah. So who's the best is number 1, the worst is number 5, that kind of thing.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start off with Yellow Star. Okay. Well, you have to do a blind, so you don't know who's coming next.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay.
I feel like I have to put the first guy at 3 or 4 or like 2. I have to put it in the middle, no? Otherwise, it's like I might get someone who's really good, and it's like I can't believe that was the first, right? If Faker comes next, right? Then it's like, what can I do? So he has to go like 3.
Yeah, no, that's a smart strategy. Next is
he's pretty good, but he was not better than Faker, So
yeah. Next is Bengi. We got a lot of retired people here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like this guy has to be better than Yellow Star, so 2. Just in case, right?
Just in case, yeah. Then we have Viper on Hanwha Life.
Yeah, he goes first.
All right.
If you give me Faker now, it's just fucked up.
Almost Chovy.
That's unfortunate. Chovy's worse than Yellow Star. Well, sucks for him. Man, I should put Yellow Star 4th. Then I had like 1 more, and then if Faker's last, it's just too fucked up.
All right, let's find out. Almost Perks.
Yeah, well, he's unfortunately the worst. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, Spica ended up
honestly, it's not too bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Spica ended up having to put Faker number 5 because it was the last one. Yeah, you get some pretty fun results. Are you guys taking any like a couple days break or any sort of break moving into the 22-day break? I think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go. I think from what I understand, most teams are gonna do a 5-2 schedule. So normally it's like 5 days scrim, 1 day LCS, 1 day off. It's the most common schedule for most teams right now. But for us, it's gonna be 5 days scrim, 2 days off, at least for the first week. Not sure how we'll do it the whole break, but we'll see. I personally don't like having 2 off days. I think it's kind of like just boring, but we'll see how we do it. It's just this week at least, and then we'll figure it out for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, most likely 5-2. All
right. Do you think Team Liquid have a shot at making it to the finals at the EWC? Because they'd have to beat the winner of BLG T1, and then they'd have to also beat Fnatic.
No.
No?
I don't think TL can beat BLG or T1. That's what you're asking me.
All right.
I think they can beat Fnatic. I think last time they beat them convincingly, but Fnatic wasn't playing very well, and they've gotten better since then. I watched all the LEC, and they've gotten better since then. So I think that'll be close, but I don't think either of those teams will have a chance versus BLG or against T1, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I don't think this whole tournament is gonna be a Western tournament.
I hope not. I hope we send Team Liquid at least competitive game against
Yeah,
either
I mean,
DOD
I hope
team.
so too, but I'm doubtful.
Doubtful. That's fair. Um, yeah, thank you so much for this interview, and it was really cool meeting you.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, peace.
That was a fun interview, even though my team lost. It was pretty enjoyable to do it afterwards. Just getting to chat with Sven. I was happy that I ended up like, yeah, having the opportunity to chat with someone who I've been watching since 2015. It's been like this is the 10th year that I'm watching this guy play. It's kind of cool. Um, yeah, we have a long break. We have a long break. I do have some stuff that I want to get out, but first, this is I won't be giving any spoilers, but I finished Catching Fire and give it a 3 out of 5. I had my issues with it. I might stream and talk about it at some point. And this is Mockingjay. I'm going to start reading it. I'm borrowing both books from my sister, but yeah, that's all I have to say about the books. I will talk about it later because I know some couple of you guys were actually kind of curious. Besides that, hit that subscribe button because I do have more stuff to share. Oh, one more thing. I did go through my analytics and I have come to some conclusions. It looks like people actually really enjoy the games. I know some people were talking about like, oh, I'm kind of sad every time that it's so long and I just kind of skip it. It seems like people actually really enjoy it. Audience retention is pretty flat, whereas in other places, like you can see it's going up or down. Whereas in this one, people actually just choose to watch it. And then the intros as well have definitely helped my channel and my interviews and whatnot. So those two things, I know I've been talking a lot about them, but from what it seems like in the analytics, like audience retention has went up by, like I said, like 20%, maybe even more now. I was looking at it earlier today, and yeah, the rank this player blind. I'm gonna look to do other formats and stuff. So this isn't like I'm not stuck with this one. I'm still gonna experiment, but it seems like having some sort of fun little game in the middle doesn't like people are enjoying it. The majority of people are enjoying it, if that makes sense. I might talk about it a little bit more on stream, which I should be streaming tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST. So see you guys there. Bye.